everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Larson. Today is episode 307, and how are you guys at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Are you guys working? Are you at home? Are you working at home? Did you get laid off? Are you babysitting? Are you with kids? It was kind of funny because currently my hubby and I, well, we don't have any kids at home. And with the way things are going, we're not seeing little grandkids and stuff. So we're not having them over and babysitting. I saw a couple of people put on Facebook ask to those of us that don't have kids, how is this self-isolation going? Are you having lots of naps? Are you playing games? Are you reading lots of books? What kind of fun things are you doing? And it's funny because I just cannot seem to find enough time to do everything that I want to do. Do you guys notice like some of the really cool things? Like you see people putting hearts in their windows. What's it called? Heart in the windows or something. There's a thing on Facebook, and there's other pages that have been formed where, people are doing jokes and memes and uplifting things. It's just lovely, and a lot of different bands are doing concerts. Yeah, and what else? They're doing free concerts on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And so Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I've talked to you guys about lots, he is been doing for any of us that took a 5 or 7 day advanced class with him. When they first started, they were 5 days and now they're 7. He is doing a 6-day, basically intensive online program for anybody who's met those requirements that wanted to join in. And so the first day was just a couple hours. Yesterday was over 4 hours, and today it's over 5 hours worth of information and or meditations. And some of them are new meditations too. It is so freaking cool. And I'm like, I just can't miss out on this possibility. Like for me, it's like getting a free class with him, not having to travel. And I'm really fortunate that right now that I don't have to work outside of the home. So I am able to, join in. And I will admit that even with my hubby just home yesterday, I had a hard time fitting in those 4 hours. I actually was able to do the 2. And then I was able to watch the information piece of the 2 hours early this morning. So now I've got my 5 hours that I've got on check for today. And in the meantime, I've done something really exciting. I'm actually going to sign up and be what's called a Norwex, Norwex consultant. And so we share and sell products that are have the special microfiber and stuff in it, toothbrushes and dryer balls and a whole bunch of other things, so that you can actually um, have your house be environmentally friendly and clean, like without having chemicals, without using chemicals for cleaning and stuff like that. And there are some videos, like I've had a couple of their cleaning cloths for probably 5 to 10 years, and they just became regular rags because back then we didn't have the information that is accessible to us now. You can just Google Norwex videos, or you can just go onto YouTube and look for videos that are how to use the Norwex products. What are the best Norwex products to get? What are the different kits that you can get? Like, it's incredible. It is such an incredible resource. And, the internet and social media and phones, cell phones, and all that kind of stuff have really, really, really gotten a bad rap over this last, handful of years as we've navigated this new way of being from the way it used to be, where the only way you would see someone is if you went to your dial-up phone and phoned them. And it wasn't even that long ago that you were like plugged into the wall, whereas now, now we have like the cordless phones. But now we have like phones so that while you're walking outside, while you're driving, well, you're not supposed to do it while you're driving, people. Um, Stop on the side of the road and then talk. um, but anyways, you just the gift that social media, it's like anything. Anything can be used as a weapon or a tool. Anything can be a gift or a weapon. And we're seeing so much that social media can be either one at this time. And, again, I know I've told you guys before, you can really be accountable and responsible to create the kind of social media feed that you want to have, to keep yourself as uplifted as you can. And yeah, I found that this weekend had a lot of intensity for me. Like a lot of stuff. I realized that even just to energies, like I can so see why now I got sick. Because by the nature of who I am, the nature of who I chose to be in this lifetime, is a person who is super, super, super aware, sensitive, aware. And when we live in an environment that is unaware and unconscious, you end up squashing the very thing that you are to be able to survive. And all of us have done this to a certain extent. Okay. This is not just special to me, you know, it is something that we've all done. Shut off our awareness to be able to survive within our family, within our workplace, within our culture, within our community, within our country. And it has become so loud because of my asking in my world to be able to know, like, what is this? Like, why is my body still this? Or how come it's only got a little bit better? But what I've noticed is that as I've become more honoring and aware of me and who I am, the more, um, like, the better I feel. Uh, Yeah, and I watched this really neat little 9-minute video of Bruce Lipton. He's another fella who does like science research stuff. He's got some really cool different books out there. And he was talking about like really truly loving ourselves. And so much of what we've done has gotten us away from loving ourselves. And if we truly loved ourselves and trusted that we are a part of something greater and that something greater has our back, like we really wouldn't worry about anything. And what I'm finding is that as I create more and more and more of that in my life, love myself more, trust more that there is something greater that I am a part of that has my back, the more I do that, the more that source, divine, universe that has my back shows me that it's available. It's like the more I believe and trust, the more it shows, and then the more I believe and trust, and then the more it shows, and then it just keeps compounding. And the more I love myself, the more that is even shown. It's like me loving me is like the divine, the universe loving itself. So that, oh God, that was really cool. Like, so you loving you is an example of the divine loving itself. You loving you is the divine loving itself. Now, don't you guys think that that would be so super, 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 super worth it, and incredible and important? And when we do that, it just so expands on itself. It becomes like the universe, your world, your life becomes so much greater. And I tell you, this Norwex thing, so it's got all different kind of microfiber cloths and towels, and it's got different kind of laundry detergents and shampoos and stuff like that. It's um, got some really neat hand towels for kids, and it's got dryer balls, and it's just to encourage us to use, less chemicals, less plastics, less, throwing things away. They have one cloth that when you soak, one cloth will soak up what 6 paper towels will soak up. And like, wow, they have this one cloth that's a netted cloth. I mean, I would probably use it every day depending on how I used it, but it's like it's literally almost like a netted cloth. And if you drop an egg, a freaking egg on the ground or the stove, it will clean it up. Like it will pick like 95% of it up. Shells, egg, all, and then you can dump it in the garbage and then rinse it out. It is pretty. It's so incredible. And flour. Have you ever spilt flour? Have you ever spilt flour? You guys. Oh my God. Like, have you tried cleaning that crap up? Like this cloth again cleans up the flour, the way it sticks to it and rinses. Like they got a video. I watched it. It was pretty cool. Anyways, I'm planning on selling this stuff. I'm very excited about it. Looking forward to just sharing something possible for all of us. And it was something that I didn't know much about when my kids were younger, but, especially with having grandkids now, I have much more of an awareness of it. And I just kind of did like everybody else did, where I just would buy the regular cleaning products, and that's what you did. And then in this day and age, like we're becoming more aware of where our lives are toxic. And, this is not just on a chemical, this is on an emotional level too. This is on a physical level. Like, how are we taking care of our bodies? How are we taking care of our minds? And how are we taking care of like the chemicals and stuff? It's interesting because Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about there's 3 different ways that we heal within our body, or we can have healings. And one is like through the chemical, like eating and stuff. The other is through physical, which is movement and things. And then we have the emotional. And he says that generally when you get 2 of them back in balance, the third one will come. I mean, so wow. Oh, wow. And having any of them, like you can really see, like when your emotional health is not balanced and it's really unhealthy, you maybe emotionally eat, so you're not taking care of your physical body. And then maybe depending on the foods you're choosing or the chemicals that you're using, like I find that this time is just asking of us to be so much more aware of actually what's really going on in our worlds, in our inner worlds and our outer worlds. And, going back to the social media thing, um, I find that the people that express things that are what we would call negative, the anger, the rage, the fear, the sadness, the worry, those are things that are within us, and they're showing us what we've been holding inside. And I was recently in a conversation with someone who I had said, I noticed that they were bothered, and I asked them what was wrong, and they said, oh, I don't know, I'm fine. And then we kept chatting, and then I asked again, and they said, oh, no, I'm fine. And then finally I said, well, what about this conversation you said earlier to me? Didn't this bother you? You were going to tell me about it. And all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, yes. And then blah, 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 blah kind of thing. That's what we've done to ourselves without realizing that we've done it. Like we haven't done this on purpose. Other people haven't done it on purpose. We did it to survive. We did it because it was the best thing we knew on how to do at the time. And this is the age of information, and we are all asking for so much. We want more joy in our life, more fun. We want more playfulness. And in order to actually create that, we've got to become aware of what we're choosing or not choosing that's actually creating that. And I know I've mentioned this on previous shows, and just before we get to the end of this call or show, is that we really, while we're doing this work, is to do whatever we can to not judge ourselves and to not judge other people. Because the interesting thing is that when we know better, we do better. And if we're not doing better, we likely don't know better. So judging just keeps it locked in place. Like how, think of a time when you felt really vulnerable to share something, but because it felt too vulnerable, you didn't share it and you therefore stuffed it down and you didn't even want to look at it. Like maybe you yelled at your kids, or maybe you freaked out at your pet, or you said something you weren't proud of at work, or something like that, and you want to tell somebody about it because you want to talk about it, but you feel too ashamed to do that. Well, that shame is judgment, and if we take away the judgment out of that and we allow ourselves to see that we're all in this together, and the sweetness and kindness that we could be to ourselves and to other people, that would be again the divine loving itself. And I love to bring in the idea of us loving ourselves like we would love a pet or love a little one in our life, someone that we really truly unconditionally love, like to become that for ourselves. So anyways, oh gosh, I just really wish you guys the possibility to love yourself, to know you as the divine loving itself. So, on that note, I'm going to sign off. You guys take care. And I'm thinking of you, adoring you from my home here. And big hugs to you. Take care.